Nako.
Parang kilala ko na yan.
Isa na dumalaw sa akin yan. Si Louise. Si Ma'am Michelle. And si Sir Fermin.
Hi, Miss Michelle.
Yes.
And Mayor. Hi, Mayor.
Sa Tavis, actually, on the way here, nakasalubong ko sila. Apparently, papunta rin pala sila sa Daniel. So, niyaya ko na sila dito. And medyo nakachika-chikahan ko na sila on the way here. And nalaman ko, bukod sa mga dating achievements ni Louise, meron din pala siya recently lang na nakuha na naman ng mga achievements,
wow.
di ba? So, congratulations!
You're a chef. She's a young chef, right?
Yes, she is.
Chef before. And then you started your culinary or cooking. When was that?
Well, I first learned how to cook at the age of 5, but then when I joined a TV reality show at the age of 12, that's when my cooking career started.
Oh,
I want to know about her recent achievement, which was
Yes.
held in New York, right?
In New
So
York.
can you tell us more about it, please?
Well, I went to New York in January for the United Nations Youth Assembly.
Okay.
I was the Philippine delegate, so I had the the privilege to represent the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
And really, I was amazed because when I was there, I was awarded a fellowship for my efforts in the Cacao Project, which is to promote agriculture among the youth and sustainability in my town.
And how many countries were there competing with the social venture?
There were, I know that the Social Venture Challenge involves over 300 countries, 300 delegates, 69
yeah,
countries.
69 countries.
And we were kind of narrowed down to about, I think, 25 or so. Then we were narrowed down again to around 7, and then there were 5 of us that won. And I was the second who was called on for my award, and I was so happy. I was flabbergasted because would you believe now, my project, which is agriculture, it's such a lowly project,
I know.
was something that would be awarded, and they'd actually recognize it as something that would have a global impact.
How was the whole experience like? Because I understand you're very young, and like, how old are you now, Louise?
I'm 18 right now.
You're 18, and imagine you were able to represent the country at the age of 18 years old. So how was the whole experience like?
Well, it was nerve-wracking because I was in there all alone. I was an individual. I wasn't with any delegation. When I went there, there were delegations from Japan, from Peru, from Canada, and they'd all go in groups with matching suits, and they'd all have their laptops and flyers and folders and posters. And I was just there with my laptop thinking, oh dear, what am I doing here? What did I get myself into?
But how did you come up with this idea of talking about the relevance of cacao to farmers?
Right.
So what was the idea all about?
Well, the idea was when I started as a chef, it was farm to table. I wanted to promote farm to table with local ingredients. Then eventually, as time went by, I realized there's so much opportunity in agriculture, and worldwide, the average age of farmers is around 50.
Yes.
In the Philippines, it's also around 50 to 60 years old, and not many youth are getting engaged in agriculture or farming. Another issue that we're tackling is that there's a global cacao deficit, so there's not enough chocolate to supply the world. And that's something that youth are interested in.
Yes,
Who
of
doesn't
course.
like chocolate?
Yes.
And so the Philippines is actually a great candidate for supplying the world's chocolate, and it's something that the youth will be interested in as well.
It's also a way of providing alternative work for the different farmers. Aside from farming rice, corn, they can go into cacao.
Yes, it is.
Ako actually gusto ko rin tanungin si Mayor Fermin and si Ma'am Michelle because at the very young age, nagawa yun ng going very parang achiever na to si Louise. So, paano nyo siya ni-raise para maging ganito ka-achiever na bata?
Basically, si Louise kasi is homeschooled. When we migrated back to the Philippines, she's homeschooled na. And then, siguro exposed siya sa community and environment and what's going on. Hindi lang siya kasi, what you call this, hindi siya nandun lang sa four corners of the classroom.
Yeah.
Ang kasama niya, kasi edad niya, ang kasama niya dito is community, our friends, and then when
Growing
we go
up,
to...
I was surrounded by your colleagues.
Growing up.
I'd ask like politicians to help me with math. I'd ask business people to help me with sciences.
Yeah.
So you're more exposed to the adult people.
Yeah, adult.
Yeah.
So at least yung interest po niya, kasi parang, sorry, pero karamihan kasi talaga ang notion ng mga tao, pag millennial, iba yung mga interest. But this is
Yes.
actually something na nakaka-inspire to think that someone as young as Louise can actually
At
think of
18.
something as big as yung cacao idea with the farmers. So nakakatuwa.
Yeah.
So paano niyo po siya ngayon ine-encourage to continue kung ano yung nasimulan niya? Meron pa po bang ibang mga ginagawa si Louise activities?
She's what do you call this? She's doing her farm right now. She
has a farm.
She has a farm.
Yeah.
You have your own farm?
yes.
Wow.
Hands-on siya sa farm niya.
When did you started this farm? Just curious.
Well,
A year ago.
a year ago, it's become an official farm, like a real farm with cows and pigs and cocoa
Yeah.
trees. And it's when we started officially. And I think it really teaches people endurance. It teaches people discipline. Now, you have to take care of the earth. You have a mission on earth and you have to fulfill it.
I wonder what was your parents' reaction when you told them that you wanted the farm.
She's like this. Kasi she's in UP Open University. Tapos, and one of her parang
Research papers.
Yeah, is this farming. So she made the research 10-kilometer radius from our house. So how many farmers are there? How many tilled lands now? And then she found out 5 to 10 years ago, ang dami nila. And then right now,
So few, and they're all
56, 57 years old na lang. Tapos ang tilled land from 80% naging bumaba to 20% na lang.
20% or so.
Because the kids now are in call center.
Yeah, they're interested in kind of office jobs and they're leaving their
Yeah.
parents behind.
So, wala nang nagtitill ng land.
Wow. So what's next for you, Louise?
Well, what's next? Well, hopefully I'll be able to promote agriculture. Hopefully I'll also work on my career as a chef and maybe get more youth into farm to table and also into agri and culinary as well.
And put up your own restaurant as well.
Put up
in the
my own
future,
restaurant. I
yes.
do have plans already.
Come visit again and try to cook for us again.
Visit us in Camsur. We'll show you all the farm to table.
Sponsor, yeah. We'll do some wakeboarding there sometime. So what is your, siguro for last message na lang para sa mga, ito si Rina, I'm sure magkakaroon to ng anak in the future. Encouraging words for her and for some other people, young people to be like you, Louise. And of course, kay mommy para ma-encourage din yung mga parents to help their children no, to become really successful in the future.
Well, for me, I guess it's for the youth. It's to just find your purpose, find a drive, find a mission on earth that you can do, that you'll be able to serve a purpose greater than yourself.
And
Miss
from mommy,
Universe ang
coming
kausap.
from mommy.
Thank you.
Sa akin naman is bring them to God at the early stage. And then everything follows na yan.
Yeah.
You do not know how and why. Yeah, it's just give them the word of God every day. And then the purpose comes after na yun.
Si Mayor. As in,
Ito mo talaga very supportive
Yes.
lang talaga si Mayor. But parang gusto ko silang dalhin sa bahay.
tara, ako din makikijoin na ako sa'yo.
Oo, kasi gusto nilang ma-meet din tong sina Louise
Tsaka
and the
nakakain na
parents.
sila ng breakfast.
Ayan.
diba?
Okay, let's go.
Exciting.